internet! So today I thought I would do a basic walkthrough, run-through, how I made and put together my Skyloft Zelda cosplay. Now to start off with the dress, the very basic part of the costume, I used Simplicity's S0311 pattern as a base, and then just adjusted the sleeve lengths and the overall shortness of the dress to match that of Zelda's. For the details on the chest area and on the bottom portion of the dress, as well as for the Skyloft symbol on the sailcloth and on the sash area, I used a sweet little technique called Applique. Boom! Perfect for Applique. So what you do is you take one of these sheets. It's got like a smooth side and then it's got like a rough sticky side. So what you do is you take the rough sticky side and you place it on the fabric in which you are wanting to cut out the shape that you're going to fuse to the dress. You stick it on and then you use the heat from an iron and you iron over that so that the fabric fuses to the paper. So then you will cut out whatever shapes you need for your costume. Peel off the back side to reveal more sticky fusion, and then you simply iron over the fabric so that it fuses to the actual dress. Simple as that. So then for the belt portion, I just used a pretty thick brown cotton that I just cut and then sewed into a tube. I used embroidery thread to make the little tassels on the end, and then I just did a satin stitch to make the little detailed line right there. For the belt buckle, this is simply just craft foam. I cut it into a circle and then I cut this almost flowery type pattern. I kind of just looked at a bunch of reference photos and then just came up with my own design based on all of those. It changes from picture to picture, of course. And to give it like that 3D effect, I cut some little squares of craft foam and stacked them in the middle so that I could just kind of dome it. For the diamonds located on her chest and on the belt buckle, I cast these out of resin. I used just simple polymer's clay to sculpt the pyramid shape. I then used a silicone mold maker that I found at my local Hobby Lobby and made the mold, and then I just cast that mold with resin. I did use an actual resin dye to get the bluish color. I know some people have used like ink from Sharpie markers, even acrylic paint to get colors in your resin, but I needed it to be transparent, so I went with transparent resin dye to achieve that look. Now for the little border around the resin diamond on the chest piece, this actually wasn't what I originally had. I had cast a border out of resin, but I did this really last minute before the convention that I premiered this costume at, and I did it a little hastily. I didn't add enough hardener, so it was very bendy and it actually ended up breaking. I didn't let it cure all the way. Do what I say, not as I do. So I had to make a replacement out of craft foam, and then I just spray painted it. I didn't prime the craft foam before I spray painted it because I wanted to give it like that rustic look, so that you can see the paint is kind of breaking off in some parts. The color didn't match up to the yellow, the rest of the yellow on the costume is well as I would have liked, so I will eventually be remaking that piece. For the coin belt, this is again just made out of craft foam, which I primed and then spray painted gold. And then for the little dome pieces on top, these are actually styrofoam balls that you would find in the floral department at any of your local craft stores. What I did is I shaved off the very tip because I didn't want it to be super 3D and super bulging out. And then simply hot glued it to that and then primed it and spray painted gold to match the disc underneath. And then I simply just punctured holes into each side and then made little latches out of jewelry wire, the thickest wire I could find in the jewelry section, and latched them all together. And there you go, a simple rundown of what I did in order to make and assemble my Skyloft Zelda costume. If you have any questions or want to know even more specifics on a particular portion of the dress, feel free to leave a comment below. If this video was at all helpful to you, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more cosplay related content. Bye!